fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
Local Warriors are here to take on your Ripley Vikings. At this time, we ask you stand if you can and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Warriors of Warren Local and their fans from the Buckeye State. Glad to have you with us this evening. Here is your starting lineup. Wearing number 2, a sophomore, Trent Taylor. Number 3, senior Caleb Davis. Number 25, a senior Braden Sally. Number 21, freshman Julian Stadelman. And number 32 is senior Dennis Petty. And the rest of the Warriors look like Blaine Battles. And now, introducing the starting lineup for your Ripley Vikings.
He wears number 23, a sophomore, Cade Good. Number 22, sophomore, Brady Anderson. Number 14, a junior, Joey Ramsey. Number 11, a junior, Isaiah Casto. Number 1, a junior, Luke Johnson. And the rest of the Vikings, coached by Derek Mullins, Steve Hunt, and Jameson Hunt.
Thank you, Mike Rubin. Tonight's starting lineups, a lot of blue and white out there on the floor tonight. The Warriors, road blue with white lettering, white numerals, gray trim, and the Vikings, the reverse of that, the white home uniforms with the gray numerals, gray lettering, blue trim, blue and white checkerboard down the side of the jerseys and the shorts. The Vikings going right to left from our broadcast position here at the Health Center. Looks like an inter-squad scrimmage with all the blue and white, doesn't it, Jeff?
Sure does.
Luke Johnson controls the tip against Trent Taylor, and the Vikings will have it. Isaiah Casto will bring it into the front court. Stadelman guarding him. Johnson left wing, hands it off to Good, off to Anderson. Nice cut through. Luke up and under, left-hand finish. Up and in, a beautiful. And the Vikings lead it 2-0.
And immediately the Vikings attack inside, and Luke immediately goes to the front of the rim to score.
Salee with it, right wing rather, off to Stadelman. Elbow, reverses it back out to Davis. Davis right-hand dribble, her reset back out near the timeline. Angling toward the near side. Taylor with it now on the right wing. Off to Stadelman, guarded by Good. Now back in the far corner to Davis. They go down on the baseline to Petty. Petty reverses it near side to Taylor. Taylor will go to work on Luke. Baseline drive. Up. Luke does not take the bait on the head and shoulders. They reverse it back out to Salee. Salee will penetrate. Over to the left wing to Davis for 3. Got it.
And you've got to get out on shooters. We learned that a little bit last night. And these guys, they won't force it, but if it's there, they will stroke it.
Very patient on offense, Coach Mullins talked about in the coach's interview. Vikings have to stay disciplined on the defensive end as the Warriors lead it 3-2. Luke left of the circle with it. Now back to Good, near corner. He'll get a screen from Johnson. Out to Anderson, down to Johnson, double teamed. Joey in the corner, back out to Isaiah. And Isaiah threw it up to the basket. I think Brady thought he was going to throw it low. Isaiah went high, turnover Vikings.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication. Brady was open, and it was a good look there by Isaiah Casto, opposite diagonal, wide open. Just didn't recognize it.
Salee, baseline drive, can't finish. Anderson there to challenge, and coming out of there with the basketball is Joey Ramsey. His first rebound of the night. Vikings back the other way. Isaiah straightaway 3. That's short. Coming out of there with it is Petty. Quickly on the other end, Stadelman, he turns it over had the ball knocked from his hands, and he grabbed it back as he was coming down on the end line. And apparently here tonight, if you step on the end line, you're out of bounds.
A little different than last night, that's for sure. But a good job by Isaiah getting back and breaking that up. It looked as if Stadelman was going to get a layup out of that.
Near corner is good with it. He penetrates. Boy, a lot of contact that time, and he did a nice job cupping the basketball in his right arm to absorb that contact. That's the first foul on Davis, and the first foul on Warren Local. 3-2, the Warriors lead it. Turnover, stolen by Slee. Here he comes the other way on Luke. Luke challenges, he can't finish. Nice job as Brady comes out of there with the rebound. Luke altered the shot. Luke with it. He'll go to work on smaller Davis. Now reverses it. Here's a three on the way. No good from Ramsey. Rebounded by Isaiah. Puts it back up. That one's no good. Ramsey with the rebound and a tie-up. It'll be Warren Local basketball.
Just a little bit too much aggression down there. Had a couple point-blank shots, just a little too firm off the backboard and couldn't get it to fall. Still 3-2, 5:05 to go here in the first period of play. Vikings trail.
Here's Taylor with it. He'll go to Salih at the elbow, the right elbow. He'll dribble it back out. Now cross court to Davis, left wing, in the corner to Petty. Petty will dribble it back out. Off to Salih. He'll shoot a three straight away. That one's too strong. Anderson with the rebound.
Good job as the Vikings. There was nothing but white jerseys underneath there to get that defensive board.
Isaiah off to Good. He'll set a screen for Good. Left-hand dribble. Picks up his dribble. Off to Ramsey, near wing. Back to Johnson. Salih guarding him. Man-to-man defense from the Warriors. Vikings showing some patience here. Still 3-2 Warriors, 4:20 to go. Nice drive from Isaiah all the way to the basket. And I think Stadelman is going to be whistled for that foul.
You called it, partner. That's exactly right. But there was a little crossover and a straight line dribble to the basket by Castogue. Great aggression tonight.
Puts so much pressure on the defense when he does that. He drew two defenders. The defense came to block the shot, but the foul had already been committed, and we're tied up as Isaiah makes the first. He's on the board here this evening, 3-3.
And, Brian, I'm looking out there, Dennis Petty and Brady Anderson. They're guarding each other. That's a lot of beef out there. Looks like two linebackers going at it.
That one's no good, and Salih, nice job getting that rebound. We're tied at 3. Slow start again here tonight for the Vikings. Thankfully, the Warriors as well. 4:05, clock turning first quarter. Salih turns around, foul line jumper, too strong. Luke high for the rebound.
Wow, that was an aggressive defensive board right there.
Elbow was up around the rim, and the Vikings turn it over on the other end. The good thing about these turnovers, Jeff, if there is a good thing, they're not live ball turnovers, which are turning into points on the other end.
Yeah, and the one thing that we do that I know Coach Mullins does not like is we start the offense standing. You know, he's got to change courts a little bit, let somebody go through, move the defense, and make them guard. I mean, that's a tough entry pass just to come down and throw it to the wing.
Trent Dowler checks in for Salih. He'll shoot a three, right wing. That's too strong. Bounces high and up over the backboard. Viking basketball.
Wow, he comes right in. The senior got the microwave going, touches it and fires it.
Get me off the bench, get me in the game, and I'm in here to shoot it.
And he's drawn Brady Anderson inside.
Can't win if you don't score. Isaiah again throws it up to Luke, and it was almost like Luke wasn't ready for it. Isaiah gets credited for that turnover, but you know that could very well go to Luke, because Luke really didn't even make effort to get it. I'm not sure he knew it was going by his head.
And we saw him 2 feet above the rim on that defensive board a minute ago, so we know we can get up there and get that. And that's the best way to get it to him, especially when they're playing in front of him.
Here's Taylor against Ramsey, no good. Petty can't hang on, and it looks like it'll stay with the Warriors.
It looked like that ball went off his head.
Davis will check out.
And out of bounds, but maybe not.
Davis will check out. Purdue will check in. It's still tied at 3 with 3:19 to go here in the first quarter. Inbounds to Petty in the front court. Back to Dowler, right wing. Petty with it again. He walks back out near the timeline. guarded by Ramsey. Picks up his dribble. Stadelman, he'll shoot a deep three. That one's no good. Isaiah with the rebound.
The Vikings got to push quickly as they got numbers.
Here's Luke in transition, left-hand shot. What a fantastic finish that is. Good delivery from Joey Ramsey. He switched hands because the defender was on his right hip. Goes left hand, is off hand, and finishes. Vikings lead at 5-3.
And the key was sprinting down the floor and getting numbers early.
We have, our bigs are great rim runners, Jeff, and it gets great opportunities in transition as Purdue drops it down to Taylor. His shot no good. Luke with the rebound. You wonder if he's not bothered a little bit by the size down there.
Well, he's been very hesitant. Let's just put it that way.
You got the 6'11" guy in the block, and you don't want to get your shot blocked, so you're a little hesitant. Brady with it. We got numbers under the basket. Luke, he'll go to work. A little spin move, no good. Dowler out there with the rebound. Vikings had a shot to extend the lead there.
Just a little slow getting it in there. We had it early and didn't see it.
Here's Purdue, cross to Petty. Now Stadelman with it left wing. He'll dribble it back out. Cross court to Taylor, Taylor will go to work on Johnson. All the way to the basket. Has his shot blocked. And,
oh my.
I call Brady for a block.
They're calling that on Luke.
Wow.
There's no way he could see that from that. I thought we were going to get a charge on that. And, that's a head scratcher, partner.
First foul on Luke, first on the team, and Taylor makes the free throw. We've had a few of those head scratchers here in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, we've had this crew before.
Silly back into the ball game. Davis back into the ball game. Brady comes out. Dylan Casto comes in. Taylor, first point of the night, make it 2 as he rolls that one across the front of the rim. We're tied at 5 as we dip under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Isaiah up the near side, left-hand dribble, guarded by Taylor into the front court. Crossover, hesitation, gets him on his hip, baseline drive, and
how about the push?
Out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped on the end line.
Yeah, that he had him beat. He pushed him, and Isaiah looking for the call there, just didn't get it. Asked the official politely, and the official shook his head, but I guess they can agree to disagree.
Disagree, but he's going to lose that one every time. Taylor take to the basket. His shot again affected by Luke, no block. Luke comes out with the rebound. Dylan Casto in transition for 3, in and out. That ball was all the way down in the rim and popped back out. I thought that was down. Salih out of there with the rebound. He's quickly into the front court for the Warriors. They go to Dowler, left wing, guarded by Casto. Dylan Casto, that is. Taylor, cross court to Purdue. In the corner, they go to Davis. He's guarded by Isaiah. Now Salih straight away. Back to Dowler, right wing, near side. Purdue penetrates. Off to Davis. Ball floated out there across the top of the key, and the Warriors are able to gather it back in. They're content to run clock, Jeff. 50 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Wait for your defense to break down. Here's Purdue. Cross court to Dowler. 40 seconds. Taylor, they're going to hold for the final shot, it appears. Purdue, left of the circle, looking for the back cut. Wasn't there. Dowler in the corner to Salih. Salih, left-hand dribble. He'll penetrate into the paint all the way to the basket. Shot up and in, and there's the offensive foul. And it was not a very good call because Isaiah was way under the basket.
Yeah, he was planted under there.
They want to call it, Jeff, and credit to Isaiah to do what he had to do to get in there and get set up to take that charge.
So the Warriors, very patient, run a lot of offense, run a lot of clock, looking like they were going to get the last shot, and the turnover gives the Vikings an opportunity to come down and get a lead at the end of this first period.
5-5 is your score. Very slow. Isaiah loses his handle on the dribble, and another Viking turnover with 15.4 to go.
That's why, we said in pregame, I really like it when he sets up with that strong hand on the left side. He's just so quick on that first dribble that he can get by people. Sometimes when he switches over to the right, it slows him down just a tad.
Here's Davis into the front court. Salih with it. 10 seconds. Clock turning. Taylor loses it. Throws it away. Dylan Casto with the steal. Here come the Vikings. Throw it away. Back to Isaiah. He'll shoot one from half court. Hits the bottom of the net. That was quite a flurry back and forth. But we're still tied, 5-5. Offensive explosion here in the first quarter at the Health Center. Second quarter action after this on C98, The Bull. Has not been, it hasn't been super interesting to this point, Jeff. Pretty boring basketball game. Both teams struggling to put the ball in the basket. But we're tied at 5 here. They get it down the block to Luke, and good defense by Salih as he bats it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings.
We really love to throw that thing from the top of the key. That's the hardest pass in basketball
really
to the
is.
post. You got to have an angle, and Luke's getting deep in the post if we'll just get an angle for him.
Double teamed, and a great play from behind as Caleb Davis comes in to make that steal.
Very reminiscent of last night, partner, as they go down as soon as he catches it and trying to dig down in there to dig that out.
Stadelman shot up and in, and the Warriors lead it.
On-ball defense, you've got to stop ball. You know, we are sometimes a little lazy and want to switch instead of coming over the top of that.
And a deep three from Dylan Casto. He gives the Vikings the lead back. High arcing three. And give the assist to Luke Johnson. The Vikings lead it 8-5.
Well,
Shot looked much more in rhythm tonight on that one for Dylan. 8-7 Vikings. Here's Purdue. Left of the circle. Davis has it. Off to Salih. Now back to Stadelman. Left wing. Gets away with the travel. Off to Purdue. Across the top of the key. Back to Davis. Right hand dribble. He'll dribble it back out and reset. 6:48 to go here in the first half. Vikings went for 2. They lead at 8-7. Here's a pass off to Taylor. Elbow jumper right side, and he cans it.
he didn't hesitate that time. He caught it. Luke wasn't there. He did get the hand up, but Taylor didn't hesitate, and it was able to stroke it in.
Good-looking player, Jeff. He's going to grow into that frame, too, only being a sophomore. Kid's going to be fantastic for the Warriors before his career is over with. 9-8, the Warriors lead it. Casto, again, speaking of sophomores, Vikings have several of them out there as well. Now, Cade Good, one of those sophomores with the basketball, guarded by Purdue. Looking for a screen from Brady Anderson. He gets it. Drives baseline. Tough shot. Won't go. Taylor with the rebound.
Boy, he almost got it to fall. He got to the baseline, but that's when our bigs have got to dive to the rim and bail him out there.
Taylor penetrates, cut off at the Stadelman straight away. Nice pass from Stadelman to Salih, and a nice heads-up play that time by Braden Salih to give the head and shoulders fake, get Luke in the air, and get the personal foul. And, Jeff, that's 2 on the big fella.
Hard, you know, had a former coach that said, unless you're a bird, you better stay on the floor because you're going to come down. And he did, and when he did, Salih was smart enough to get it into his body.
And for Luke, he can block a lot of players without jumping. So another one of those moments to keep in mind there. This could be a big swing here for Warren Local with him out of the ball game. Salih makes both. And it's 11-8. Warren leading it. 5:40 to go here in the first half. Ramsey back into the ball game. Dylan Casto had a chance at a right wing three. Thought better of it. Off to his counterpart Isaiah Casto. He'll penetrate. A lot of activity down there in the block. Taylor blocks that shot, but a foul is called on the shot. And that's Caleb Davis, his second, team's 4th. Isaiah back to the free throw line.
And Brian, I get confused sometimes. I'm watching, when a defender comes out and puts his hand on you and directs you one way, I thought that was a foul. Now they're not hardly calling unless you get two hands on them.
Yep.
So why wouldn't you teach someone to come out and put a hand on a hip every time and try to control the offensive player?
It happens night in and night out. Isaiah makes one of two. Brady high for the rebound and then throws it away. Turnover back to Warren Local as Davis will come out for the Warriors and Colton Eddy will check in.
Tough pass by Brady there. You're easier looking for an outlet on the wing and being, a little more cautious. He tried to get the ball into Joey that time.
Petty off to Eddy. Elbow jumper, no good. Rebounded by Taylor. Now another three from Petty. It won't go. That's rebounded by Eddy. Back to Petty. A good block by Dylan Casto, and he's going to be called for the personal foul. That looked pretty clean.
Ball.
5:04. Official saying he got him on the forearm, but
he's not watching the same game we're watching.
I'm not sure he had a good angle of that one. As Petty makes the free throw, it's 12-9. Warriors lead it. That one's too strong.
Over the back.
Slee with the rebound. And they're going to have it back. And a 3-point lead. And they're very patient, as we said, offensively. Stadelman to Eddy. And there's a nice steal, Jeff. Turnover by Taylor. Stolen by Anderson. Three on the other end, no good.
It's a walk.
And stepping on the inline was Dennis Petty.
Vikings really out of rhythm offensively here tonight without the big man inside. They went kind of stagnant, and Coach Mullins wants a timeout to try to right this ship a little bit.
I think they're struggling too, Jeff, with the pace of this game. Warren is so patient on the offensive end. They force you to be patient defensively. They force you to be disciplined defensively and then wait for you to break down. And, 8 out of 10 times, Jeff, high school teams, college teams for that matter, you run offense for 40 seconds, you're going to break down at some point. And I think that coupled with the fact that they're playing at such a slow pace has really got the Vikings out of rhythm here.
Yeah, most teams, as you said, Brian, only want to play defense for so long.
Yeah.
They like to be on the offensive end. They want to see points on the board, and usually if you're patient enough, there will be a breakdown.
Isaiah will inbound it under his own basket. Joey, baseline, off to Anderson, back to Isaiah in the far corner. Now good with it, right wing. Got to get Cade going offensively. He's yet to crack the scoring column tonight.
We saw it in the junior varsity game. These Warren coaches have really taught their kids, when you get beat, reach and grab.
Yep.
Just reach and grab and slow them down. They may call it. Usually they won't.
Great drive from Cade. Can't finish. Brady with the rebound. His putback won't go. Cade gets the offensive rebound. Finish won't go. Wow, Vikings cannot buy one.
Point blank range, 3 shots, and we have really been trying to put the ball up strong, but have been too strong and just can't get it to fall.
Very much like last night as well, Jeff. I mean, just unable to connect on those point blank shots. Stadelman out. Cornell in for him. 4 minutes left here in the first half. 12-9 your score. Cross court to Eddy. Back to Cornell between the circles. Petty with it, right wing. Vikings go into a 2-3. Forcing them to shoot from the perimeter. Slee with it. He passes off to Taylor. 8-footer won't go. Isaiah Casto out of there with it. Nice look under the basket. Ramsey gets an easy deuce.
And Isaiah didn't know he could grab that thing back. I don't know why he was throwing it to Brady in the open court, but it worked out as Joey Ramsey got behind the defense and was able to lay it in.
Secondary break right there. Our big guys running the floor, getting a basket. Joey with his first of the night. It's 12-11 to score. Slee with a shot in the corner. It's no good. And a whistle on the rebound. Not sure who that's going to be on.
Their guards are really sneaky, Brian. They got caught that time, but Joey had inside position, and Eddie was just going to grab him and hold him and hope the ball would bound out far enough to where the ref wouldn't see it, but they caught it that time.
Isaiah brings it up into the near court, up the near side, and Eddie deflects it out of bounds.
And there we go again. If you're going to let him armbar, I mean, he had him beat, but when he reaches up and armbars him, he just pushes him to the sideline.
And again, credit to Warren. I mean, if the officials are not going to call it, just continue to do it. And again, that's what got the Vikings in trouble last night, was not being able to match physicality of Winfield.
What in the world are we doing offensively?
Well, not a whole lot, I don't think, that Coach Mullins is excited about, and the Vikings turn it over. Cade Good will be credited with his first foul, team's fifth, with 2:50 to go here in the first half.
You know, again,
11.
Partner, you know, you talked last night about how are we in the game as badly as we're playing. I don't know how many turnovers we got, way too many, and really unforced.
Here's Cornell with it. Back to Stadelman, check back into the ball game. Vikings staying as 2-3. Stadelman into Cornell, out to Petty. 3 on the way. That's no good. Anderson with the rebound.
And a good clear that time, and the Vikings need to push. They've got numbers.
Here's a pass off to Anderson. Dylan Casto, 3, right of the circle. Got it. Dylan Casto, that's 2 tonight. Vikings lead at 14-12. He has 6.
And right now, that's our threat. You got to run something to get him open.
Keep feeding him at this point. 14-12. Vikings drop back into that 2-3. Stadelman back to Petty. Swings it cross court to Cornell. Back to Stadelman. Back on the left wing to Petty.
Walks every time he makes his move.
Salee, a strong take into the bucket. Coach Mullins disagrees. Foul call that's on Brady Anderson. That's his second.
Yeah, that's, you know, you teach the rule of verticality and you tell your big guys, just get your hands straight up, do not reach. And when a guy jumps into you, it can't be a defensive foul. Solis, though, is a offensive threat down there, and he knows how to create.
Big physical kid, Jeff, who makes it difficult on the Vikings. Cornell out. Caleb Davis in. Carson Goff in for the Vikings. Brady Anderson out. Brady Anderson scoreless tonight, and we're leading. Which you can mark that down as a tied now, but you can mark that down as a win for the Vikings if Brady Anderson hadn't scored, and we're still tied with our opponent. Casto, Dylan that is, in the corner to Good. Good looking somewhere to go. Stadelman taps it out of bounds, and it'll be Viking basketball. Tough place to inbound over there.
Sure is, and let's see if the Vikings can come up with something.
Good. We'll throw it into the backcourt to Isaiah.
Oh, and that's number 3 on Davis. And a bonus situation.
Really not a play that Coach Maddox is wanting to see there.
I thought that was a 17th foul on the Vikings. I mean, on the Warriors. It's number 6. Both teams with 16 fouls.
Davis will come out. They're deep, though, Jeff. They're able to play that aggressive because they have so many players that they can bring in off the bench.
And you look at these kids, even their guards, man, are stocky. You can tell they've been in the weight room. They've been, look like a bunch of football players out there, running backs and linebackers.
Tough kids, physical kids. Vikings have to match that here tonight. Good-looking basketball team. We talked about it. Maybe the best team we play in the regular season. And an ill-advised pass there from Goff. And Salee goes end-to-end. Ton of contact. No call. Cornell with the rebound and has it stripped away.
And Isaiah flying down the floor. Let's see if that's on 2. Nope. It'll be on 32.
Will be on Petty, his first, team 7th.
I was hoping it was on 2 as he was in the vicinity.
He has yet to pick up a foul here this evening, so Isaiah to the line. He's 2 for 4 this evening. 3 for 5 as he rolls the first one across the front of the rim. He has 3 points.
And Isaiah got back and stripped that ball. Looked like they were going to get an easy shot right at the front of the rim. He stripped it out there and immediately pushed the ball up to draw the foul. Oh, my goodness. We have watched untucked jerseys all year long. And
The official wouldn't let him come in because his jersey was fully tucked in.
wasn't fully tucked in.
I have no words. Here's a rebound for Taylor with 1:05 to go. We're playing a game where we're on the floor diving and reaching and grabbing and fouling. We're worried about jerseys being tucked in. But anyway, I digress. Here in the corner is Cornell. Down on the block to Salih. A nice spin move. 3-on-1. He finishes. That kid.
And a huge mismatch out there in the Viking line. We got 4 guards and trying to guard Salih.
He's a beast.
And then he gets a steal.
He is single-handedly. Cade Good, a nice job tying it up. It was a quick tie-up call. But we will take it. It will stay with the Warriors, I believe, Jeff.
Coach Mullins finally gets the sub in and trying to get a little bit more size.
I like Garrett Rhodes. Remember that name. He's going to be a player here in a couple of years. Salih off the inbounds gets the lay-in. The and one opportunity. The foul is going to be on Garrett Rhodes. It'll be his first, team 7th.
And this is a lineup in the game for the Vikings that we haven't seen all year long with both Brady Anderson and Luke Johnson on the sideline. Boy, we're going to take a risk right here and get Luke back on the floor. Try to stop the bleeding a little bit. 19-15 our score. Vikings trail.
14-10 quarter here. Good, trapped up the far sideline, reverses it back out to Ramsey, and they throw it away. Petty with the steal. He takes it up, finishes, can't finish rather. He's going to be fouled by Joe. The Vikings just not very direct with their passing this evening. They're floating passes across this defense, and to Warren's credit, Jeff, they're very aggressive, and they're getting in those passing lanes.
We have played way too much basketball to let that happen. First of all, you don't pick up your dribble in the backcourt unless you're ready to pass it. Second of all, they didn't even come to trap. Pick one, beat one, and you got 5-on-4. But we turned the ball over, and
they're going to say on the second shot,
25 was in the lane, so Salih
across the line.
Whoa.
20-5. Warren leads the Vikings, trapping the Vikings, get it into the front court, and a foul is going to be called on Aiden Cornell. That'll be his first, team's 8th, and that'll put Cade Good at the free throw line, and that's the right guy to have there if you're a Viking fan.
And the difference, Cade did exactly. He saw the double team coming. He attacked the one. He beat the other. The other one got in the way, and they ended up fouling him. So good job there by Cade. Much better.
Cade, 7 for 7 in his last outing, and he missed that one. Garrett Rhodes almost came out of there with the rebound, missed the front end of the 1-and-1 as Cornell has it, and they're going to hold for the final shot. 15 seconds, clock turning. Cornell guarded by Dylan Casto. 10 seconds. Cornell looks to be confused out there. Salih gets it. He'll drive baseline, up and under, can't finish. Rebounded by Rhodes, and that'll do it here in the first half. Vikings trail 20-15 to Warren Local. We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this, right here on C98, The Bull.
Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year of serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
I'll just put Luke right there. And Ripley High School, as the Vikings get the basketball, moving left to right, and they design a play with Luke getting the basketball at the left elbow. He can beautiful pass down the block to Brady. Brady was absolutely hammered, and he showed zero emotion. I thought he was going to get up and be upset, Jeff, but Taylor picks up his first foul. Brady makes 1 of 2, and the Vikings cut into that lead a little bit. It is a 2016 game now. You talked about, he just shows no emotion.
Vikings coming out in the 2-3 zone.
Here's Taylor under the basket, nowhere to go. Tried up by Anderson in the corner to Stadelman. He'll shoot a 3. Too strong, cleared by Ramsey. Vikings chance to run. Here they come into the front court. Off to Luke. He'll go to work on Salih. Little baby hook, no good. Contact, no call. Rebounded by Taylor. And here comes Warren Local. Stadelman transition, finish, and it is 22-16.
Stadelman did a good job of not going into the body of Isaiah Casto there. As Isaiah had position, he just came down, up and down, just straight.
Sign of being well coached, not going too deep with it and getting the charge call on you. Luke, he'll shoot a 15-footer baseline, no good. Petty clears it. Comes Warren Local, leading by 6. Here's Stadelman for 3. They lead it by 9. Quick start here in the second half.
That happens on the when you go zone. You know, you get back, but you don't find them.
Nice job by Isaiah. Stadelman just puts 2 palms in the back of Isaiah, pushes him. He'll pick up his second foul.
And that's the first time tonight that they've called after someone getting beat by Warren Local of pushing from behind.
The double hand check, the inbounds to Ramsey. Now back to Good. I don't call it. You just got to keep doing it. And they call
there it is again. There it is again.
That's 4 fouls on Davis. And that's 3 fouls already on Warren Local. 30 seconds into this second half. Vikings could have a chance, Jeff, to shoot free throws a lot here in this second half. Give them a chance to crawl back into it.
Another senior, Dower, into the game, replacing senior Davis. Wow, what a screen.
Isaiah looking to get it inbound, trouble getting it in. He's going to throw it in the backcourt to Ramsey. Dower deflects it, and Dower knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Viking basketball. Great effort by Trent Dower. Cade will inbound it just to the left of our vantage point here.
We are not real good, Brian, about coming back to the basketball when someone's in trouble. We run away from it, and, you know, a defender is just playing center field, and they get their hands on a lot of balls when we do that.
Yeah, we do tend to get lost sometimes, and another problem with that, Jeff, we tend to pick the basketball up when we don't need to unless we're passing, as you said. Taylor, strong take, and 1. Warren Local taking control of this game here early on in the second half. Luke Johnson, that is foul number 3 on him, so the Vikings in some trouble.
They're so disciplined. We went 2-3, and all they're doing is screening and pinning us on the backside, and we're either not talking and switching or trying to get over the top. And that time, Luke was pushed out there and tried to get back into the game and gets called for the foul.
Trent Taylor was 7. He makes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. It's a 12-point game. Isaiah in transition, floater up and in. Maybe that'll get the Vikings going. Isaiah just took the ball all the way to the front of the rim and beautiful little floater over the defender back to a 10-point game.
Coach Mullen's seen enough of the zone. We're going man-to-man, see what we can do.
Look for him to go right at Luke, who has 3. There's Taylor with it, left elbow. He'll turn, nowhere to go. Off to Petty, head and shoulders fake, into the paint, off to Dower. And a lot of contact from behind as the ball's on the floor. Brady Anderson got away with a foul there. Tie up, it'll stay with Warren Local. Brady a block there. Warren Local will inbound. 5:36 to go here in the third. Stadelman into the backcourt. Petty with it. 3, near corner. No good. Rebounded and cleared by Brady Anderson. Here come the Vikings the other way. Cade Good, a beautiful finish up and under.
And Cade did that baseline move.
On the other end, a block.
Oh, my goodness.
Salee, will the shot count? We'll see. Shot does count.
Daggone it. Brady was there.
Vikings in foul trouble. That's 3 on Brady. Dylan Castro, will check in for Brady Anderson. So more substitutions. Dowler out, Eddie in. Salee with 11. He'll go to the line looking to make it 12 and looking to make it an 11-point Warren Local lead. And he does. The kid reminds me a lot of the kid from Parkersburg that gave us so much trouble a couple of weeks ago, Jeff. Built like him, plays like him, good shooter, physical kid. And Stadelman's going to be called for the personal. That's his third, Jeff. Fouls just mounting up on both sides.
And that's 4, I think, team fouls.
And that's 4 on the Warriors.
Got to take it right at him.
Isaiah drops it off to Luke, and the ball deflected out of bounds by Salee. Stay with the Vikes. With 4:57 remaining here in the third period, 31-20. Vikes trail. Isaiah looking to get it inbounded into Good. Good loses his footing, keeps the dribble.
It's got to be a foul.
And Salee is called for the foul. That's number 5, his second. Team foul number 5. Good job by Cade to keep the dribble going. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a tie-up.
And you called it, partner. Fouls mounting up.
Isaiah again under his own basket. Trouble getting it in. Into Ramsey in the far corner. Back to Good, left wing. Luke established position on the block. Don't get it to him. Now back to Ramsey. Now they get it to Luke. He'll go to work on Taylor. Left-hand shot, no good. Rebounded by Salee. Good defense by Taylor.
That's the improvement that we've seen thus far from Luke usually this year. He's been going right through the chest, either getting a foul or getting the bucket. That time he went away from contact a little bit.
Dennis Petty, a great baseline drive. He comes up with a bucket. And Coach Mullins is going to get a 30-second timeout. A ton of contact, no call. 33-20 the score, 30-second timeout. Boy, it has been a struggle for the Vikings tonight. 14 turnovers, only 1 here so far in the second half, Jeff. 7 of 21 from the floor. They're shooting 33%. Warren Local, 10 of 29. They've heated up a little bit here in the second half. They're 5 of 8. They're 63% here in the second half. Shooting 34% overall. They're 11 of 12 from the line. Taking care of the basketball, and they got a 13-point lead.
And, you know, we asked before the game the question, will we come out with fire or will we come out with a hangover? And so far, it's a hangover.
A little bit, yeah. I think so.
You know, we're just really stagnant on the offensive end. We had good movement last night, especially in the second half, and we're able to get what we wanted. Tonight, not so much.
We got to dig deep, Jeff, and see what we got from a effort standpoint. Crawl back into this game. Here's Good with it, left wing, down to Johnson on the block. Shot up, won't go. Rebound, Ramsey, up and under. It won't go. Luke, rebound, turn around, put back, won't go. Foul on Taylor. We can't buy one in there, Jeff. We have struggled the last 2 nights on those point-blank shots. It's 2 fouls on Taylor. Team foul number 6. So next foul, Vikings are shooting the rest of the half, and Luke short arms that one. No good. He has 4 points here tonight.
Yeah, not what we expected out of Luke tonight against this team. The height advantage. We knew Taylor, you know, had some length in there, but he hadn't been guarding him a whole lot. It's been mainly Salee. And he's had a huge advantage, just haven't been able to get him the ball in deep where he can make that move.
Back to a 12-point advantage for the Warriors. 33-21, they lead it. Vikings will be shooting free throws the rest of the ball game. Here's Eddie. He'll penetrate left-hand drive. Cut off by Dylan Casto. Back to Petty. Guarded by Good, gets a screen from Salih. Now switching off onto him is Ramsey back near side to Eddie. Now to Taylor. Down on the block they go to Salih. Up and under, just too strong, Jeff. Vikings, they're switching like that. They got guards down on the block. They have no answer for Braden Salih down there on the block. Here's Luke, left-hand take, up and in. I like that play design.
And you see what we had formed there, the triangle.
Yep.
You want that, and you can't guard it. Somebody's got to make a move to go guard the ball. When you do, you just keep feeding it.
35-23. Salih again, shot up and in. 16 points for Braden Salih.
And all it is body position. He's not so athletic that he just dominates it, but he just...
Beautiful pocket pass from Luke to Ramsey. Can't connect. Taylor out of there with the rebound. 37-23, and it's getting danger zone for the Vikings, Jeff, as Cade Good picks up his second, team's third. Warriors could blow this thing open here if we're not careful.
Just a very well-coached, very disciplined team. You don't see a whole lot of motion out there on the Warriors. They just play their game. Solis, he knows what he's got. They're just continuing to feed him, and he's able to score it.
Here's Purdue, his first action of the second half.
Vikings don't know what they're in.
Near side to Petty. Back to Salih, back to Petty. Purdue swing across court to Eddie. On the wing. Now Salih, right elbow, turnaround jumper, too strong. And Eddie comes out with the rebound. Vikings getting beat to the 50-50 ball once again, and there's going to be a foul. That's going to be on Joey Ramsey.
And we get in that mode so often, Brian, where we stand and watch. The ball came off the rim, and nobody went after it except for a Warren local player, and they got the ball back, and we end up fouling them. So,
2:25 to go here in the third. 14-point lead for the Warriors, and a long pause here. I'm not sure what we're waiting on, but inbounding under their own basket will be the Warriors. Taylor gets it. Salih, left wing. He'll penetrate, double team. Back to Petty. Now to Purdue in the corner to big man Taylor. He puts a shot up. Eddie gets the rebound. Salih puts it back in.
Eddie's every bit of 5'8". And not only did he get the rebound, he got strong with the ball, found Sleaze, lay it in.
He's killing us. As you said, Vikings try to throw through that defense. 39-23, Good all the way to the basket. Left-hand shot, no good. Luke with the putback flush.
Need about 10 more of those, partner.
Maybe that'll get the Vikings going. 39-25 with a minute 45 to go here in the third. It is a 19-10 quarter in favor of the Warriors. They have done whatever they want to the Vikings here in the second half.
Brian, we're down 14 points and playing passive on the defensive end. And
here's Petty. Coach Mullins scratching his head. He is not sure what to do to get his team going here this evening.
This is not the way we guarded Winfield last night. We got up underneath them and really did some damage.
Salih's going to be called for the foul. And Brady, if Brady doesn't wind up for that block, Jeff, they may not call it. That's his fourth foul. It's pretty clean up top. But when you wind up like that, they're going to call it every time.
Yeah, we've got some issues tonight, and it's almost like we need a checkup from the neck up, partner. Our heads are not in the game.
Tough night.
Coach Mullins is over there trying to be a counselor, psychiatrist, and everything else because he's perplexed too with what's going on.
Tough night for the Vikes. It's not over yet, but it looks bleak. Salih misses the first. He has 18. He now has 19 as he makes the second. 40-25 your score. He has 19 of their 40 points. He has had a night here this evening. Isaiah, a little head and shoulders.
What in the world?
A travel on Isaiah and a ton of contact from Purdue. Not called.
Man.
60 seconds to go here in the third. Taylor with it.
The style of play has even lulled the Viking fans to sleep. I mean, that call there was not good, and we got no reaction from the Vikings as Isaiah got pushed out of bounds once again.
It has been an odd night here at the Health Center. But, Jeff, you have to give Warren Local a lot of credit, man. They have came in here, they've controlled this game from the tip-off, and they've done whatever they want to do on the offensive end. Defensively, they've been very solid. They've made it difficult on our bigs to score, and they got us in foul trouble. So they have us right where they want us.
And, Brian, have you noticed they're so disciplined on the offensive end, and the one thing you don't hear when they have the ball is a bunch of bouncing of the basketball. It's not one-on-one. It's moving, it's passing, it's screening. They don't care who scores, just as long as they score. And they're very patient. They don't care if it takes 30 seconds or if it takes 10 seconds to get a shot up. They just want a good shot every time, and most of the time they get one.
Yeah, they've been very disciplined both ends here tonight, as you said, and that's why they lead it 40-25 over the Vikings. 53 seconds remaining here in the third period. Inbounds to Salih. He's triple teamed down on the baseline. Nowhere to go with it. Maybe a 3-second call. Cade Good with a steal. Vikings back on the offensive end. Chance to cut into this 15-point deficit. 40 seconds. Watch Cornell guarding. Now Purdue picks up on the switch. Off to Isaiah in the corner. Isaiah will penetrate. Spin move into Salih. Shot up. No good. A foul on Salih. That'll be his third. No, they're going to call it on Purdue.
And almost a bailout as we got no man's land. And Luke hadn't moved off the low block, and Isaiah made a great spin move, but he spun right back into Luke, which spun him back into a double team.
Isaiah with 5 points. This is the first free throw. He's making 1 of 2 all night as Dowler will check in. Colton Eddy out. Isaiah back to the line. Looking to make it a 14-point game. Vikings were down 14 last night. Were able to battle back, eventually losing in double overtime. He makes 1 of 2, 40-26 to score, 29 seconds remaining third period. Into Cornell, far corner. Now back to Salih. He'll bring it up, left-hand dribble, up the near sideline, and a foul is going to be called on Cade Good. And we've seen a lot more contact than that in a lot more compromising situations, but it will be the third foul on Cade Good. 16 fouls.
Official
He's trying to get a one-on-one, and Coach Mullins had to show him the scoreboard, say, hey.
Coach Mullins kind of asking him what's the difference between this and what happened to Castro down there right in front of him.
He did say sir, though.
Yeah, he did. He's very polite.
Very respectful. Here's Purdue, cross court. Vikings extend that zone defense out. 1-3-1 now. They're looking to get them a little bit discombobulated. Cornell penetrates, foul line, off to Taylor, shot no good, gets his own rebound, put back up and in.
He just stayed with it, and the Vikings just a little bit slow tonight on the reactions.
42-26, Vikings trail by 16 as we go to fourth quarter action. We'll return after this. You're listening to Viking Basketball on C98 The Bull.
They're in the zone. One and done for the Vikings thus far most of the night, and here comes Salih.
Nobody stops the basketball. He goes end to end. Braden Salih lays it in. He has 21 points here tonight, and the Vikings only have 26. Full timeout From Derek Mullins with 7:34. He just looking for answers here tonight. It's been one of those nights.
We got a little controversy within the ranks, and he's going to stop it immediately with 26 seconds into this period. He is not going to let that happen.
No finger pointing going on. He's not going to allow that. We got into that a couple of weeks ago, and he put an end to it pretty quickly in practice the next day.
Derek has played a lot of basketball in his time, and now he's coaching. And one thing he will not do, win or lose, you will still play hard, and you will play together, or you won't play. And I think he just got that message across. So here we go.
You hate to see that, but that's where we are right now.
But that's the way you do it. You stop it right now. You call the timeout, and if it, in a game that you're behind by 18 points, you're not going to hurt your team by not having a timeout late in the game.
Brady Anderson sneaks to the other end, misses the easy bucket. Luke comes in, cleans it up, puts it back up and in for him. 44-28. Not sure how he got that lost.
Whoa, that's a double dribble.
Salih, what's the call? I think stepped out of bounds. So only their 8th turnover of the night, and we got a whole host of Warriors checking into the ball game. Stadelman, Davis, along with Petty. Taylor will stay in, and imagine Salih will stay in as well.
And that was a double dribble that they missed. They caught that. Did you see that in the Mountaineer game last night where the guard for the Mountaineers went to cross over and caught on his hip and then got it down, and they called the double dribble.
They don't call it often.
No.
Stadelman picks up his 4th foul.
Here we go. To the foul line with the clock stop, Brian. We got to make
Misses it. Anderson, put back, won't go. Luke, his tap back won't go. Gathers it in, lays it up and in.
Vikings full court pressure now. Let's see how Scalise and the rest of he had it.
Really good defense and great effort from Cade Good. Vikings trailing by 14, nearly gets the steal. He deflects it out of bounds. Warren Local will inbound under their own basket. Stadelman off the screen into Salih. He'll shoot the foul line jumper. It's no good. Rebounded by Taylor. Put back, up and in.
Second and third shot opportunities. We had 4 Vikings there, and only Luke Johnson went after the ball.
Full timeout for Warren. Will step out. 46-30. Vikings trail. 6:47 remaining in this one. You're listening to Viking basketball on C98, The Bull.
Yeah, it looks like our legs are going. I mean, we had the same kids playing a lot of minutes in a very intense basketball game last night. I was even tired today. So.
and all we did was run our chops.
Yeah.
We weren't running around all over the place. Isaiah with it now. Vikings need to get a sense of urgency. Down with 16. He'll go to work on Petty. Around him, spin move, fade away, and Petty's going to be called for the foul. His second, team's 9th. Next one, the Vikings are shooting 2 the rest of the way.
And did you notice that Coach Maddox was the one that called the timeout? And did you see the intensity pick up on the defensive end? They had gotten a little lax, and he didn't like it.
Isaiah to the line, up and rolls it across the front of the rim and in. He has 7 tonight. Back to a 15-point game, 46-31.
Got good news from
Makes both.
Viking Lady Hoops as they beat George Washington 48-37 tonight.
Congratulations, Coach Kennedy and his squad. They're having a great year. Ball deflected out of the hands of Davis into the hands of Salih. Back to Stadelman. Stadelman back to Petty. Vikings trapping the ball everywhere, trying to speed him up a little bit, and a foul is going to be called on Good. His fourth, team's seventh.
And that will put the Warriors to the line, I do believe, for one on the bonus.
Caleb Davis at the line. He has 3 points tonight, 4 fouls for him, the left-hander. Up and rolls it through, 47-32. 15-point Warrior advantage. Couple more dribbles, flat shot, but gets both of them. 5 points for Davis, 48-32.
And Brian, they got no flash. They got no really superstar. They just all play so solid.
Play well together.
Interchangeable. And
They played a lot of basketball together, Jeff.
I can see why they played Parkersburg South the way they did.
Luke shot won't go. Tip back. Put up and in by Brady Anderson. 48-34. Back to a 14-point game. Vikings need to get this thing under 10 quickly. Comes Davis into the front court off to Salih. Back to Petty. Now near side, Stadelman with it. Guarded by Good. Back out to Salih. Petty as they yo-yo it back and forth here. Run a little triangle weave. Trying to run some clock. Stadelman drives into the paint. Throws it away. Luke with a steal. Ill-advised play there from Julian Stadelman down the block to Anderson. His shot is going to be blocked by Taylor. Gets his rebound back. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. Luke puts it back in.
And that's the Vikings we saw last night, aggressively attacking the basket. They're trying to crawl right back in this thing with 5 minutes to go, only trailing by 12.
We're down to 12. Here's Davis. Back tap. Isaiah with the steal. He'll take it to the basket. Salih defends it beautifully. Shot no good. Isaiah on the floor for the basketball. Out of there with it comes Stadelman. Ahead. And a dunk from Taylor.
And Brian, it hurts my heart to see one kid out there playing so hard and everybody else just watching. And Isaiah was doing everything he could to try to get that ball back.
50-36, back to a 14-point game. Vikings in a haze, struggling to get going offensively. Here's Isaiah Casto with it. Back to Dylan Casto. His three's on the way. Good. Dylan Casto with 3 threes here tonight. 11-point game. Petty ahead to Salih. He'll go to work on Anderson. Anderson with 4 fouls, turnaround, nothing you can do. You have to defend without fouling, and Salih just took advantage of the Vikings in that situation with 4:09 to go here in the ball game. 52-39, and Coach Maddox takes a 30-second timeout. Salih did exactly what you're supposed to do, Jeff. You got a guy with 4 fouls, go right at his chest, and Brady offered a little bit of defense, but he couldn't reach, he couldn't bump. All he could do was wall up, and Salih, a beautiful finish in transition.
Yeah, and you know Brady wants to come out and guard him, but he just knows he can't because of the athleticism of Salih, and smart basketball player, partner. Very well coached, and he ought to be. He's a senior. He, Petty, Davis,
23.
Dower. I mean, you look down their lineup and you see senior, 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 junior, senior, junior, senior, sophomore, senior. I mean, they're very experienced.
Smart, played a lot of basketball together. Really in a good rhythm with one another. Okay, Good. Into the front court, Stadelman guarding him. Stadelman has 4 fouls. You go at him, Jeff.
Yeah.
Get him out of the basketball.
They're man-to-man, and all we got to do is spread.
They try to get it down to Luke on the baseline, and they throw it away. Too high. And it's hard to throw it over that guy's head.
Yeah, it's just we have struggled tonight with our entry passes, turning the ball over, being a little slow on the rotations. Just there's a turnover.
What a great effort by Isaiah, diving out of bounds, trying to save it as the ball was loose. And it will stay with Warren. Joey Ramsey will check back in.
That's what I'm saying. He's just, Isaiah's out there playing his guts out, trying to do everything he can, offensively and defensively, to get his team back in this ball game.
Inbounds to Stadelman in the backcourt. Vikings have sped him up a little bit here. He hasn't deflected, nearly threw it away. Back to Stadelman in the corner, three, no good. Somewhat of an ill-advised shot, but Salee comes away with the rebound. Couple of head fakes, shot blocked by Luke. Rebounded by the Warriors. They have killed us here on the glass. Shot by Salee, and one. That could be the dagger, Jeff.
As they say, we got caught watching the paint dry way too many times tonight, partner. 50-50 balls, we don't really keep that, but when you watch it, you can tell just by the momentum of the game.
Salee makes the free throw. He has had a fantastic night here tonight. 26 points for him, 55-39. Dylan Casto with it. Guarded closely. Down the block he goes to Luke. Spin move and a really quick whistle.
They just grabbed him. So he's smart. He knew he couldn't stop him, so he grabbed him, puts him at the foul line, and, he's not in foul trouble, so he really doesn't care.
55-39. That's only his third personal. Luke with 15 points here tonight. Been a quiet 15 for him. Couple putbacks. First free throw, up and in. He has 16. Back to a 15-point game.
And, Brian, we were just a possession away a moment ago of making this a 10-point ball game, and now they've stretched it back out to 15.
Shot up and in. 55-41. Warren leading the Vikings. Petty inbounds. And then another steal from behind by Isaiah Casto. And the Vikings are going to turn it right back over as Isaiah is going to be called for the personal foul.
And we got guards running away from the basketball, and Luke Johnson had to come and get that thing, and he got tangled up. Pass went awry, and Isaiah out there again diving, trying to make a play.
Stadelman with 7 points here this evening. He'll go to the free throw line. Rattles the first one in. He has 8. 56-41. Well, they've been good from the foul line here tonight, Jeff. They are 16 of 18.
And you notice the expressions on their faces. They don't change. It's just business as usual. Not too high, not too low. Just play solid.
Makes both. 57-41. Isaiah, strong take to the basket. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Taylor. Here comes Warren Local. Stadelman, easy bucket in transition. Got away from the Vikings here tonight. And Warren Local has outplayed the Vikings in every facet of the game. Nice back cut to Isaiah. Can't finish. Taylor with the rebound.
And why they gave Parkersburg South fits. Well, South's a great ball game.
Great move. Shot blocked. Rebounded by Ramsey. And the Vikings the other way. Luke with the block. Down on the block to Luke. Little turnaround, won't go. Joey rebounds. Reverses it. Back out to Casto for three. He got it. High arcing three. He has 4 of those here this evening with 2 minutes remaining. And Vikings cut it back to 15. Full timeout. Coach Mullins. Take 1, 2, Jeff. More Viking basketball coming at you after this on C98 The Bull. from last night's disappointing loss in double overtime, but that's not to take anything away from the Warriors. Here's a steal. Isaiah can't finish. Ball's loose, and Purdue comes out of there with it. Wow. Vikings just cannot get a break, Jeff, and they get opportunities and they can't finish, and then on the other end, Purdue gets a bucket, Salee with the assist, and they just continue to carve us up in transition.
Yeah, and they're not super athletic, but they're athletic enough to make the A play, and they're just solid.
Good. Left-hand shot, no good. Put back by Luke, won't go, but he's going to be fouled. We've missed as many 1- and 2-footers in the last 2 games as I've seen us miss in a long time.
Yeah, just struggling from point-blank range, and it's just hard to explain, partner.
It's one of those nights. It happens, especially in basketball when the shots aren't falling and you kind of get yourself out of rhythm. Luke rattles the first free throw around and pops out. Purdue comes out. Petty comes out. Fox is in along with Hunter Haynes. Luke Johnson free throw up. That one's in. He has 18. 61-45 the score. Taylor back to Salee. Now up to Stadelman as he crosses the timeline. Back to Salee. In the corner to Taylor. He'll dribble it back out. Surrendering it to Stadelman. He's going to be trapped in the corner. Gets rid of it to Salee. Salee is going to be fouled or tied up. Looks like a foul. That's going to be on Dylan Casto. His second, team's 10th. Warren shooting free throws, 2 of them here the rest of the way. Braden Salee with 26 points here tonight. Looking to add to that total. Misses the first. And you called it, Jeff. It is really quiet in the L Center tonight. And that is due to the way the Warriors have came in here and taken care of business. Salee's second. That one's in. 62-45. 27 points for Salee. In the corner. High arcing three. No good. Rebounded by Ramsey. Dylan Casto's three won't go. Vikings another shot at it. Here's Cade Good. He'll penetrate. Pull up. Mid-range jumper. In and out. Joey Ramsey rebound. Put back. Won't go. Taylor with the rebound. Goodness. Really struggling are the Vikings. And a technical is going to be called on somebody on the bench. Not sure what. Coach Mullins was not sure who that was on, and now he's having a talking to his team. And Jeff, we've imploded here tonight as Trenton Fox makes the first free throw. We're getting technicals from guys screaming at officials on the bench. We're getting beat to 50-50 balls, 1 of 2 for Trenton Fox, and an 18-point lead for Warren Local.
Rough night.
I don't want to be
all the way around.
Coach Mullins is a very laid-back dude, but I don't think I want to be in that locker room after this game. You can tell from the look in his eye, he's not pleased. As Joey Ramsey is going to foul Salee, and that'll put him back at the free throw line. That will be Joey's 3rd personal, I believe.
What was a 5-point game at halftime, and a very lethargic offensive showing from the Vikings. Got worse in the second half, Brian, as 22-11 quarter for the Warriors in the 3rd. They've added another 22-point quarter thus far.
Taylor checks out. 15 points, 11 rebounds. Fantastic night for him as well. Overshadowed a little bit by Salee, who will come out of the ball game with 29. Purdue will check in for him. Salee, 29 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. 28 minutes of action. What a game from those two guys. Cross court to Casto. He'll fire a 3 again. That one's too strong. It's going to be rebounded by Luke. Come the Vikings. Turn it over. It'll be stolen away by Hunter Haynes. Now Good on the floor. Shot up and in. That's
another one of those seniors. We got to schedule them next year, Brian, because they're going to lose 3/4 of their basketball team, and we got everybody back.
Goods three won't go. Rebounded by Fox. And time will expire here on the Vikings. 67-45. The Warriors win it. We'll return with the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital post-game report after this right here on C98 for both.